Gut Feeling Update brings new combat animations. And that is why we invited my new guests, Sonali, gameplay animator, and Marcin, animator here at Techland. Hi, guys.
Hello.
Hello.
Okay, so Marcin, let's start with you. Can you tell me what Gut Feeling Update brings new to animation?
Yeah, so we have some pretty exciting stuff coming with the new update. Basically, the whole combat is gonna be way more brutal,
Yeah.
way more precise, and just way more fun. So first thing I want to talk about is about the weapons, because we did some changes to those weapons. So we had weapons that had some behaviors, and we changed them to make the fantasy of each weapon more refined. So, for example, 200 weapons are gonna be more heavy and more brutal. Baseball weapons, same with them, and on top of that, they're gonna be more precise because we changed the trajectory. So it's gonna be way easier to hit the heads of your enemies and smash them. Another thing I can talk about is that we took a look at some of our slashing weapons.
Like katana, for example.
Yes, exactly. So what we did, we added some new animations for power attacks because we thought that what we had before didn't really work for katana. Right now we have those horizontal attacks, and it's gonna be way easier to slice off heads of your enemies with that.
Yeah, and now we can see it all in our before and after videos. And now we can see the difference. But Marcin, can you tell us how exactly do you make it work?
Yes, so when I make animations, I try to imagine how people experience the game. So when you play the game, you don't exactly look at the animation in the first person directly. You look what's in front of you. You look at the enemies you are fighting with.
Yeah.
You look at the items you are picking up. So when I'm doing animations, of course, I want to make them look as good as possible, but I also want to make them feel as good as possible. Because when you don't look at them and they are in the background, you feel them.
Exactly. And do you have any favorite weapon behaviors in the game?
Yes, there are a few. One example I can give you is we have 100 axes, and sometimes after an attack, he does this little throw into the air. And it's a small thing. It doesn't have any effect on the gameplay, but it makes you feel really cool. And with that in mind, we have something new for the players with the new power attack for katana, and I can't wait for players to experience that.
Cool, and that's all in a small details. And Sonali, what about you? Sorry to keep you waiting. And
problem.
did you have any favorite moments in working on Gut Feeling Update?
Yes, I had the most fun working on new ragdoll behaviors and the hit reactions. So now we have some new hit reactions for the enemies that are based on the weapon type and their weight. And these hit reactions also differ based on which body part you hit them, whether it's head, torso, or legs.
Yeah.
So I think with these changes, it makes the gameplay more interesting and dynamic for the players because right now you can see a clear distinction between the slashing weapons like katana, you said,
you mentioned,
and a blunt weapon like a baseball bat. Furthermore, we also worked on new ragdoll behaviors, which I think brings a next level of realism and immersion in the game.
And what is your approach in creating animations that you can actually feel?
Cool. So, to create an authentic experience, we usually analyze whether a particular scenario in the game needs ragdoll behaviors or hit reactions, and we also keep switching between them dynamically in real time. So for hit reactions, we have some highly skilled mocap actors who are a huge help. So once we have the motion data recorded from them, we further refine it to make it more responsive and engaging for the players. On the other hand, ragdoll behaviors are a bit more complex, and I'd like to talk more about it because I've often seen players confuse ragdoll with hit reactions.
So tell us.
So ragdolls are actually generally defined by a set of physics body, and the AI's reaction to the impact or the hit direction is supposed to be physically accurate.
Okay, but how do you determine the AI reactions?
Cool. So in our game, every weapon has a defined force based on how heavy or light it is, and this determines how far the AI will be pushed. So, for example, on top of that, I can also add more impulse if I want to, if I want the AI to be pushed further away. So, for example, if I want the AI to be pushed in a certain direction with more of a twist on the head and less of a twist on the spine, I can script that to happen because ragdolls are procedural. There is like all of these behavior of the AI is defined in code and a set of design scripts. There is no predefined animation like hit reactions.
Okay, and even I am smarter now. So thank you very much for the explanation, and thank you very much for both of you for joining me today.